Okay, it says I'm live. I hope I am. I'm going to apologize to Tanya. Apparently, I don't have StreamYard working right. I keep seeing a notice about it can take 24 to 48 hours to get approved. So I only got StreamYard about 24 hours ago. I don't know if that's what is happening. This is why I didn't want to go live. Can you guys see this? Okay, so everyone can see this. I'm just seeing. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the comments. This is what I was most nervous about. I wasn't nervous about chatting with Tanya or anything. I was actually more worried about my crappy internet not working very well than this. So, I hate technology. I was just reading Tracy. I don't know how I just noticed you offered to create a live. I don't know how we would do that. I'm just going to chat for a few minutes, I guess, myself. It's kind of boring myself, but I will try and figure this out. Remy, thank you so much for trying to help. It's hard when you're doing this back and forth through pictures and everything. I will say one excited thing. I got my t-shirts yesterday with my logo on them. Everyone can see that. I think they turned out pretty good, so I'm pretty happy. So we can wear them to the convention, the Eastern Ontario Conference convention, May 7th. So I'm just so mad. Oh, thanks, Tia. Yeah, actually, Vistaprint. I tried getting them made locally, and the guy kind of gave me the runaround for a while. So I had enough of it, and I wanted them in time for the convention. So I just went on Vistaprint and ordered 2 for hubby and 2 for me. Oh, I'll show you the back. Hold on. You can, I don't know, you're going to be able to see that or not. Let's see if I get closer. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says follow us on YouTube. Because I stink at self-promotion. So I figure I'll wear it. Exactly. Walking marketing. So Tanya, I'll reach out to you and see if we can do another. I'll wait till maybe a day next week and make sure StreamYard's had enough time, and maybe I was on for all day yesterday for hours trying to make sure I had it working. So this is working. I just can't seem to invite anybody. So, okay. I'm just seeing, is there anything in here at all that says, I just have share a link. Oh, yeah, I can totally talk about the conference. From what I understand, this is the first annual. They've been trying to hold it for a little while, but, world events. And it's in, I know I'm going to say this wrong, Lanark, Ontario. So that is roughly a 2-hour drive for us. I think it's up past Peterborough. Not 100% sure. Let me just look at my GPS here and see, but I'm pretty sure it is. Where's it closest to? Looks like maybe Perth. It's closest to. I don't read maps very well, but I know it's a 2-hour drive for us. So, but I'm so excited about it. One of the reasons I started my channel is because I was watching a lot of the American homestead channels, and I love them. I absolutely love them, and I still watch them. But I thought there's got to be some Canadian content. Of course, once I started looking, I started finding the people I call friends now, who had some. But the one thing I was always jealous about is the Americans have the American Homesteaders Association. And they always seem to have such a great time when they go to, just a second. Sorry, I tried to read these. Can you tell? I was always jealous how they always had these conferences to go to. So I found out about this one and I'm super excited to go to it. I'm making cinnamon rolls to bring to my friends, and I'm sure I'm going to have a few plants. If anyone wants any, just give me a message or whatever. Let me know, because I have 91 sweet basil plants that I up potted, and there's no way I'm planting all of them. So yeah, so I'm going to bring some sweet basil and possibly a few other plants. We'll see how it goes. I didn't expect every darn seed to germinate. I guess it's a good thing to have. I know there's a Facebook post, Melissa, a Facebook page rather. It's the Eastern Ontario is it conference? Eastern Ontario Conference, May 7th. Yeah, 91 sweet basil plants. Yeah. The bad thing about this, it makes me feel like I have attention deficit disorder because I keep looking at that. So I'm just going to cover that for a second. So yes, there's a Facebook page for it. Eastern Ontario Conference. And anybody, my mod that I made, Mary Lynn, if you have a way to share that on here, that would be great. So why do I homestead? Well, oh my goodness. Oh, I homestead because I love it. And it all started out of a bucket list of things I made when I was going through one of my first chemo treatments, when I had cancer the first time in 2012. And I made a list of things that we wanted to do, to have, to experience after I was better. Because I wasn't going to it wasn't even going to enter my head that I wasn't going to get better. And we're a military family, and we've lived in military. At that point, we'd lived in military housing for 20 years, and we were tired of living in military housing. And I wanted our own home with property for the kids to grow up and play, and for me to have chickens and a huge vegetable garden and apple trees and pear trees and blueberry bushes and all that good stuff. And that's literally what was on our list. Going to Ireland was on there too, which we hope to do next year for our 30th wedding anniversary. But it was mainly that. And we found it, this place. It'll be 8 years this June. And the day we signed the papers, about 3 days later, I think it was, I found out I had cancer again for the second time. And kind of set us back a bit for a year. But then the following year, I was able to garden again. And I've said this before, but gardening makes me feel closer. Being outside in nature and gardening and growing food not only makes me feel like I'm doing something amazing for my family, it makes me feel closer to God. I often pray when I'm out in my garden, especially in the mornings when I take my tea and go out in the garden and talk to my plants and pray with my plants. And I do. It gives me a sense of peace. I call it my happy place because it is. When I was working full time in gardening, I'd come home from work and I'd go to the garden. That's where I'd go first place. It was the garden because it made me feel happy and just took the stress away. So that's just, oh, yay, Mary Lynn. Thank you so much for posting that. I appreciate it. So that's why I homestead, because it makes me happy. Simple, easy. That's probably exactly, Tracy. Yep. So I'm just gonna look at all this. Just gonna try and catch up on some of the comments here. I think I'm caught up. So yeah, so that's why I homestead. It makes me happy. Short answer. Lots of long answers, but that's the short answer. It makes me happy. So, and life is too darn short to not be happy. I mean, if you want to get to, I've had cancer 4 times total. 4 times in, I think it was 10 years, 4 times in 10 years, which is more than enough for anyone to go through. So, but it's like I tell everyone, I was too stubborn for cancer to beat me. I had 2 small children at the time. They were small that needed me. And yeah, so I wish I knew how to make cinnamon rolls. That's on my list of things. That I don't I that's all memory now. I don't even have a recipe. It's my youngest Aiden, it's his favorite thing. Like he knows when cinnamon rolls are being made. He hovers until they're ready. And when my mother visits, I often make cinnamon rolls. I actually am surprised she didn't ask me to make them when I was in Florida a couple weeks ago. If I'd been there maybe even one day longer, I probably would have had to make them for her. Oh, some of my goals. Actually, I started writing a goal list for myself the other day for the homestead. And we are getting 4 more chickens. We were actually supposed to get them yesterday, but something has happened. And because we're not getting chicks, we're getting ones ready to lay. And she said they weren't quite ready. So now we're getting them May the 4th, which is kind of funny because May the 4th is when we got our chickens we have now, because we called them the Star Wars crew because they were born on May the 4th. So so that's when we're getting more chickens. I would some long-term goals where we'd like to maybe start trying to get meat chickens to start processing ourselves. When we sat down to think about how many chickens we actually would need as a family, it's quite a few. So I'm not sure what about what we're going to do, because it's a crazy amount. Like we're figuring we're going to need anywhere between possibly 40 to 60 meat chickens. That's a lot of chickens in our little homestead here. So vote yes to meat birds. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. I really want to do honeybees and have because I love honey. I use it a lot in place of sugar, but I have it in my tea every day. But in our area, it's so sad. In our area, our beekeepers have had 80% losses this year. Matter of fact, the lady that I reached out to ask if I could volunteer and learn from her, and she was super nice. 10 beehives, she lost 8 when she went and checked a couple weeks ago. So I was like, really, that kind of scared me, because it's not just, it is the money and all the work and everything, but it's also losing all those bees. Like, oh my gosh, I don't think I have it in me to do that. So I think we're gonna wait another year. I'm still gonna go volunteer with her and learn everything I can. So I like to have as much knowledge as I can before I start something new. So yeah, harvesting them all at once. Oh, I never even thought about that, how we could do just a few at a time and then get another batch. Duh. Okay, now it's time to talk the husband and do it. Yeah. The nooks, they call them, the baby bees. I actually found literally 25-minute drive from us that sell them. So that's not, I thought that was going to be a problem, but it turns out it's not. They're pretty close. Yeah, 80 so pounds of honey. And I'd go through all of that, Tracy, because I'm not kidding. We go through a lot of honey. Yeah, I think you're right, Jeff. I think we might, I'm going to just gotta talk husband into a couple of meat birds. He's listening. So I'm lucky. I have an amazing husband who is like supports me with what I want to do, no matter how crazy it is. So I'm pretty lucky there. See, so what are some of our other goals? I mean, some simple goals. I really want a pizza oven, outdoor brick pizza oven. I'd love to have one, and I don't think it's going to get built this year, but maybe, fingers crossed, we can build it next year. We're hoping to put a sunroom right where these windows are. We're hoping to bump them out and put a sunroom there this year, if we can get a reasonable quote. So far, the quotes have been insane. Yeah, Mr. Guitar is awesome. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, I mean, I make my own pizza. I actually just did a video on pizza because I share my pizza on almost every Friday. I make pizza, and I do it homemade. Everything's homemade, and the video I made, I'm warning it. you've been warned, because once you start making pizza the way I make it, your family's never going to want takeout again. I can't even remember the last time we had takeout pizza. Again, when my mother visits, I have to make it. So I'd love to have a pizza oven. Poor Jake, he'll be building one tomorrow. Oh. So yeah, I know a couple people who've had them, and I just, even in the winter, we can use it here. So yeah, that I would love to have one. I think we have the plans already somewhere in the stack of ideas and plans I have. So oh, that's a good idea. Actually, Grace makes the sauce for us now, and she's in the video making the sauce, and it is a simple sauce, Jeff, like easy peasy. So, and you can add whatever you want to it after you get the basics. So you'll have to, I'm hoping to get that video uploaded tomorrow. Again, my internet is terrible. We have terrible, it's great for streaming. So for the most part, it is great for downloading, but uploading, it is terrible. So it took me 18 hours to upload my last video a couple of days ago. And that wasn't even a long video. So it's very frustrating, because I'd love to get out like at least 3 videos a week, but it takes me so darn long. And then the family suffers because they can't use the internet while I'm uploading my videos. So then I have to hear about it from the teenagers about how they can't do anything because they don't have any internet. And then of course my husband says, "Oh, you need something new?" Okay, so the apple trees we planted dwarf apple trees because you get fruit within 3 to 5 years, much quicker. And we also got bare root ones. So there was, we dug the hole, like it said to. I didn't put anything I did so much research. The more you get to know me, you understand I am a research girl. That's what I do. I did so much research, and most of the stuff said for the bare root not to really add anything, just to dig the hole. I'm trying to remember because we planted them 2 years ago, and I can't remember how deep the hole was. And we just watered them, make sure they had lots of water. And I put hay around them in the fall to protect them. I've since learned that voles, which we have here, which we didn't have in Maine, so I didn't know, they like to eat the bark off your trees. I checked on mine just a couple of days ago, and so far they're okay. So we bought black edging that you put around when you don't want to weed whack something, keep something from getting hit with the weed whacker. We're going to cover them, the bottom of them, so because the voles won't climb. So we're going to cover the bottom of them. So that's what we're going to do. My bare root pear trees just showed up 2 days ago. Early. They weren't supposed to come for another week or so. So I have them in my house right now, sitting in 2 plant pots and just trying to keep the roots damp. So we do have apple trees on the property that were here when we moved in. One's a big Macintosh down back. I have no idea what the one on the side of the house is. I think it's some kind of yellow apple. They weren't taken care of, so I've been trying to bring them back. The one down back, the Macintosh, we do get apples off of them when we don't have people walking into our property and stealing them, which is what happened not last year, but the year before. Someone went and picked quite a few of them before I could get to them. And the sad thing is, if they had come and asked me if they, would I mind if they picked a few, I would have said yes. But the fact that you picked almost all of them did not sit well with me. So... And the best time to plant them, we planted ours Mother's Day weekend. That's when I'm going to plant my pear trees. So in just a couple of weeks. So Mother's Day weekend seemed to work for us. I know. And people, I mean, if they knocked on my door and said, "Would you mind if we picked a bag of apples?" I would have said, "No problem. Go ahead." But to pick all of them, like seriously, and they had to have done it in the night. So we have no trespassing signs now because the police have told us that until we warn people it's private property and no trespassing, there's nothing they can do. Well, there's signs there now. So yeah. So Yeah, Tanya, yeah, that's why I went and bought the trees from people who did all the grafting and got them all ready, and they gave me a little card with the trees, and that's more than I can get into. Figuring out how to do that. Yeah, yep. We actually had grapevines on the property when we moved in. Um, but they didn't take care of them again. Um, and most of them are gone now. They were sour. Whoo, were they sour? so, so I got a snoring pug beside me here. If you hear it, that's what you're hearing. Oh, white bark helps with temper inflammation. Oh, okay. I'll have to remember that. Let's see. Do I have any other goals? My mind never shuts off. So let's see. Oh, I want to plant more blueberry bushes too. Uh, yeah, he snores like no matter what, whether he's tired or not. That's the pug for you. Yeah, I wish they had been Concord grapes. I might have put more effort into, taking care of them. But whatever these ones were, they were so sour. They were like more sour than a lemon. They make you pucker. So yeah, so I'm hoping to plant blueberry bushes too. So what's my favorite meal to make? Oh my goodness, any kind of bread. I guess that's not a meal, but I guess if my favorite meal, I like what I did on Easter, a turkey with roasted vegetables and usually a oh, hi Rebecca, thank you for coming in. I love Touched by Yarn. I love that. I'm a crocheter and I have a little bit of a yarn addiction. So I like your name. Yeah, I love bread. The problem is bread loves me too. And it stays with me every time I eat it. It doesn't leave me. So yeah, and I love Mexican food. Oh my goodness. I love Mexican food. Tacos, quesadillas, what's the things we make that we love? Oh, here goes the memory loss. Cool. I'm trying to think Mexican. Why am I not? I can't think of it. That's the memory loss for you. Thank you, chemo. So yeah, I love Mexican food. I love guacamole. I love pico de gallo. I love salsa. I love lime crema. Yes, barbacoa. I have had that. I don't know how you barbacoa. We actually had it for Valentine's Day. We got it as part of our, as we have for Valentine's Day. We got a good, amazing takeout from our Mexican restaurant here. And that was one of the things they did. And it was delicious. It was really good. Hi, Jean. Hello. Nice to see you. Jean is one of my subscribers. She is the sweetest lady. We chat a lot when my videos. She's always one of the very first ones usually to comment when I put a new video up. So hi, Jean. I'm glad you found me. Just so you know, I had problems with StreamYard trying to get my friend Tanya on. So we are going to try again, and I will post in plenty of time when we do it. So fajitas. Thank you, Rebecca. Fajitas. That's what I was trying to say. Fajitas. So, and one of the things I'm trying to learn, I think it's your internet gremlins. Yeah. One of the things I want to get better at is Chinese food. I'd like to learn and make that better because we're not having any luck with takeout around here. Like everything, restaurants, the price have gone up, which I get, but we're getting pretty tired of spending a lot of money for takeout and not getting a good meal. So Valentine's Day was amazing though. That was so good. We ate it for 3 days though. There was so much because the kids don't eat it. Kids don't eat a lot of things. So. Oh, that's sweet and sour chicken. You'll have to do a video, Tanya, so I can see how to make it. Yes, thank you. That's one of our favorites, sweet and sour chicken. Love it. And I'm sure your sweet and sour probably doesn't have a gazillion cups of white sugar in it either. So that I definitely will want. Yeah, we're debating about doing a Costco run tomorrow when my husband gets out of work. I hate to do it, but we haven't been in a while, and we need to get some things. It just we're running low on things. So, honey, perfect. See, I knew it wouldn't have white sugar. So, just real quick. So, Tanya lives in Iowa. And we met just a few months ago, but I swear to God, we feel like we are like kindred spirits. We have so much in common. And I know this would have been a great live if it had worked, but I'm not going to give up. I will try again with her because I want you all to meet her because she is a hoot. She's fabulous, and I know it'll be a fun live with the two of us. We're still having our time. Like everyone keeps saying, oh, there's no supply chain issues here. But my daughter and I went to Walmart Tuesday after her daughter's appointment, and there was a lot of things not there, like just not there. And you could see they're supposed to be there, but they weren't there. So yes, I would love to do a live with you too. Maurice, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Tiana. Or where we get our beef from, and sometimes our chickens. And it's been the best beef we've ever had, by the way. It is amazing. They are a 5-minute drive from us. So lovely people. Yeah, okay. Family run. I believe they're the 3rd generation running the farm. And she's going to have dairy. She's going to be doing dairy cows. We can start getting our dairy from her too. So I'm so excited about that. So I'd love to do a live with you. Maybe even come out and do a recording sometime with just what it takes to take care of all those cows. Yes. And Mary Lynn, thank you so much for volunteering to be a mod for me for my first live. That didn't go well, but I appreciate it so much. I actually figured out how to do that to make her a mod. So, but thank you very much. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully next time goes a lot better. Yeah, I don't know how many trolls are going to come in here, so we'll see. I don't even know. Oh my gosh, 13 likes. Wow, you guys are awesome. And I was so worried that like literally nobody would come. So like I told Tanya, it was okay. I said, if it, it'd be one, it's a good practice or whatever. And I knew just chatting with her for the hour, so it would have been funny. So, oh, it's 14. Okay. I only see 13. So, the garden, because we got the rest of our steel, raised beds put together last weekend, but before the really yucky weather came. And I filled them with a whole bunch of yard clippings and sticks and stuff. So we're hoping to fill them with dirt this weekend with my chicken fertilizer I have. So we're hoping to do that. Good night, Tracy. Thank you for stopping by. So, but my starts are like crazy. I just up potted a whole bunch of onions today and more bell peppers. I think I may have gone a little overboard on the bell peppers. And by overboard, there's well over 100 plants. I've run out of room. So this weekend's supposed to be very nice. We're going to take one day and I hope, like I said, fill them with dirt and everything. But we're hoping to take a day, my husband and I, and try out the new toy that we got a couple weeks ago and go out and have a date day on the 4-wheeler. So kind of get away for a little bit, not make it all work. So we'll see. Oh, yeah. I up potted so many today and it poured rain. I mean, poured rain. You couldn't even see across the street at one point. So I couldn't do them outside, the up potting, which I like. So of course I had to use my kitchen table, and I hate doing that because I'm a messy gardener, just like I'm a messy baker. So we had dirt everywhere in the kitchen. But yeah, I can't remember how many. It was at least 30 onion plants that I up potted, and easily another 40 bell pepper plants today. So I have so many more still to do, but I've run out of room. Like, I've even taken the shelving we bought, put in the garage to hold my husband's tools. I kind of borrowed that for a little bit because I had no more room in the greenhouse, and now I have no more room on the shelving. So I don't know at this point where I'm going to put the rest of the up pots. It really needs to hurry up and get better weather. If it's made with mess, it's made with love. Well, then my baking is made with as much love as possible. Yeah, Tanya, that's 80. Yeah, we're looking at, I think Sunday is supposed to be 70 Fahrenheit here, which is close to 20 Celsius. So this is my first year doing onions from seed. Apparently, it's supposed to be easier doing them from seed. They look like other people's onions I watch to see what theirs are looking like. I've been cutting them. I've cut them 5 or 6 times. I've had to give them haircuts, and I cut them again today when I up potted them. I hope that was okay to do. But yeah, apparently. Wow, Jean. 4th week of June's your last frost date. Ours, according to Farmer's Almanac, ours is May 8th, which I don't believe. We have a long weekend here in May, just like the States do. Ours is, I think, ours is the week before the American long weekend. Typically, that we call it May 2-4, Victoria Day. Typically, that is when I start putting things outside, is the long weekend. I'm excited to start hardening things off in the next week or two. Well, I shouldn't say I'm excited, because taking all those in and out is going to be exhausting. Oh, hello, Chicken Coop for the Soul. So happy you dropped by. Just a quick update. I had some issues with StreamYard, and so I wasn't able to do my live with Tanya from Micro Homesteading with Jake and Tanya. Used to be Nightfall Homestead now, and they've changed their name. So please look for it. It's going to happen if I just figure out this darn StreamYard. Is they don't like soil cover. I put mulch everywhere except the onions. They want their shoulders in the sun. Okay. All right. When I put them out there, I will do that. Thanks for that, Marilyn. I'll definitely do that. Yeah, I think ours was May 8th or May 15th. I wrote it on my calendar, and that's what the Farmer's Almanac is saying. But I will say last June 5th, I was coming home from the dentist, and we had a blizzard. Like, it snowed. Like, I literally was driving like this. And all I could think of is my plants, because we just planted outside the week before I came home. I lost all my pretty much all the tomato plants died, and the bell peppers never really did bounce back. They really did. They kind of they didn't do as well last year. Your audio is cutting out for me. Uh-oh, is it cutting out for anyone else? I don't have the greatest internet, and I did hook into the internet directly, and that was even worse. So I went back to the Wi-Fi. So good night, Rem. Thanks for all your help. I might be messaging you for some more to see if I can get this going. Okay, it's not cutting out. Remy's one of the Canadian homesteaders that I met through YouTube. We become friends, and we'll actually be, I'll be meeting him and Mary Lynn in person at the convention, because they are coming from Quebec and Northern New Brunswick up to the convention. So I'm excited to finally meet everybody in person that I've become friends with. I think that's been the most unexpected surprise and wonderful part of starting my YouTube channel is the people I've met and get to call friends. I was not expecting that. So that has been wonderful. And the homesteading community is the bomb. I know, is that still okay to say? The bomb? But they are so wonderful. I always say, you know, if you need answer for anything, you reach out to some of the homesteaders on here, and if they don't know the answer, they'll tell you someone who does. So yeah, it's been a wonderful, unexpected surprise that I've been able to make friends. Being military family, that's always been a struggle for us, right? Because people leave, we leave, and it's hard to get close to people. I think that's been so hard on the kids. My kids, you kind of get like one shot with them, and then once their hearts are hurt, that's it. They're like, we're done. So Grace had her poor little heart hurt so young when her best friend moved before we did. And it just, I'll never forget when she came home that day, they said goodbye. And yeah, she was pretty heartbroken. So and then just being a homesteader, it tends to be a little bit isolating because you really can't leave for too long, you know, because you've got animals or whatever depending on you. And quite frankly, I like being home. That 4-day trip to Florida was wonderful. And my mother was so surprised. Like, she had no idea. And I was happy to get home. 4 days was more than enough. So I like being home. We're homebodies. And so meeting friends this way has been wonderful. So I thank you all that I've met through here. It means more than I can ever tell you. So yeah, I do want to go to Ireland next summer. It's been my dream, and we want to go for our anniversary. So, but I'm sure by the time we're done, as much as I'm going to love it, I'm sure I'll be happy to get home. I mean, it was wonderful for the weather. Oh my gosh, it was so warm. I was wearing shorts and sandals, and I wasn't worrying about grabbing a jacket to go outside. And I swam in my parents' pool, and they actually were breaking records. It was hotter than it's usually supposed to be in April. So I guess I brought the warm weather with me, but I didn't bring it back here with me. But I'm not a good flyer. I am not a good flyer. I don't like flying. And I have permanent vertigo from the chemotherapy. So I was maxing out on my meds while I was flying because the takeoff and landings was the hardest. And all I kept saying, and other than praying and singing Amazing Grace, because we had a lot of turbulence on the flights going there and coming back, I kept saying, I love my mother. I love my mother. I love my mother because I hate flying. And the lizards everywhere. That was my favorite. Yeah, it's not my parents' favorite, the lizards, because they are so destructive. So destructive. And yeah, I don't want to drive either. I mean, that's only the third time I've only flown 6 times, I think, in my life, and 3 times has been by myself. And that was the third time. And yeah, I don't like it. And when we landed in Chicago, we actually bounced. Like, we came in and he went boom, boom. And even the flight attendant said, how about that landing over the intercom? Because even they were like, so yeah, it was not a good flight. So I'm not a good flyer. I don't like it. I should not have told her. Is she worried that Remy's gonna, not bring you back? Yeah, it was really scary. And then it was just so windy. So windy. Matter of fact, my nephews and niece, who also came and surprised my mother, they actually got delayed. One nephew got delayed by a whole day, and my niece and nephew got delayed, I think, 4 or 5 hours because they actually had really bad thunder and lightning storms come through. So, yeah. I mean, I know we haven't met Remy in person, but I think it's safe to say you're going to be okay. I think that's safe to say. Yeah, if we drove, we'd have to probably, I think it'd be 2 or 3 days. And that's just driving from here to down to New Brunswick in Maine is a long drive. It's a long drive. Very, very long drive. And I don't think I could do from here to Florida. No, thank you. It's like we have my husband who used to work with a guy, they're moving back to British Columbia and they're driving. And I'm like, how long is that going to take you? Oh, about a week. A week? If you're not there, okay, Mary Lynn, we'll let the police know. We'll give them all the videos of Remy's videos, so they know what he looks like. Poor Rem, he should have stayed a few more minutes. Yeah, that's what my mother's always saying. She's always saying it rains for like 10 minutes and then the sun comes out again. And I'm thinking, oh, the good thing about Florida is you could garden year round. And then talking to some of my parents' friends at my mother's party, they were saying, actually, you can't. A lot of the soil is not good for a lot of stuff. So I said, oh, well, then what's the purpose? I might as well stay in the cold climate because at least in the summer I can grow everything I want. Oh gosh, I'm trying to go for an hour, so we have about 19 more minutes. So anyone have any questions for me? We'll try that. How's everybody's starts doing? Anyone that started starts or anything? Or are you planning on doing, anyone did them all from seeds? Do you buy starts? I always say there's no shame in getting starts. I have tomato starts coming, which is a good thing because while I was in Florida, my tomatoes somehow died. Nothing else did, but they did. Mary Lynn, if you've got extra, I would love to try one. Tanya, I don't know if you've ever tell of these. They're called Longkeeper tomatoes. And Mary Lynn just ate her last one. I think it was just a few weeks ago from when she harvested them. No, where my husband retired from full-time military last August, and he's in the reserve now. So 9 months a year, he works 5 days a week. And then 3 months a year, he has to work part-time, which is usually about 3 days a week. So he doesn't go away anymore. No more tours. My husband did tours alone to Afghanistan. That's not even counting Kosovo and Africa and many other places. So yeah, we are done. If we move, we only move if we want to. So, and as of right now, we don't want to. Yeah. I'm not one of these military people who want to buy a house every 3 years. No, thank you. So April 7th, she ate her last tomato, April 7th. That is crazy. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to jump on this Longkeeper tomato board. I'll trade you for some sweet basil if you want some. Gosh knows I got enough of them. I didn't even plant all the seeds. I'm so glad I didn't. I still have like half a package left. Yeah, I know. Yep, that's so, yeah, okay. Sounds good to me. So yeah, so I have tomato starts that are supposed to come. I've got something called select fig that's supposed to come as a start. Like I ordered back on New Year's Day, so I can't even remember what it was, but I think it's an herb. I remember. And I have a whole bunch of stuff that's supposed to be coming in the next couple of weeks. I'd have to go get my paper to see, but just 1 second. Yeah, see, this is why I love the homesteading community. We're going to trade plants. That's just fabulous. And a cinnamon roll. So I just wanted to show you guys. So I'm trying to be better about self-promotion and try to get more subscribers. And I decided I wanted to make something to take to the convention. And I was looking at stickers and everything. And I'm like, gosh, I want to do something that maybe people will keep. So I had these postcards, these recipe cards made up. So on the front, I did this. I hope you can see that. Can you see it? It's going to be backwards, isn't it? So there's my logo. It says follow our homesteading adventures at Bucket List Homestead on YouTube. And then my name. And on the back, it's a recipe for my cinnamon rolls. So what do you think? Yeah. Did you see? Yeah, you brought it for me. So yeah, so I made postcards, recipe cards, because I figure I can hand them out and people are maybe less likely to throw them away because it's a recipe. So, and they're really nice. I mean, I really like them. So I made a few of them. I won't tell you how many because I'm embarrassed to say. But, you know, because business cards, you know, people don't always keep. Stickers are great, but I don't, you know, so I wasn't sure. So yeah, so I had those made up because I'm trying to be more confident and do better with the self-promotion. So, because it's one of the things that, oh, good, great. All right. Well, if you guys like them, hopefully they'll go over well. So, oh, hi, CRT. I don't think I said hi to you before. I'm sorry. I want to steal your idea. Oh, hi, Cow Emporium. New channel I just started following. Thank you for popping in. I got them made through Canva. It actually was cheaper than trying to make them myself because I was going to do that with my own cardstock and everything, and with the ink and everything. It was crazy. So this was pretty reasonable. And I just picked them up at my local Staples. So I didn't have to do any shipping. My kid won't stay in bed. I remember part. Well, our youngest had night terrors. So Aiden actually didn't sleep through the night until, he still doesn't really, but he doesn't come get us. Uh-oh. I hope I'm still on. It's saying my connection is unstable. Please wait while we're trying to reconnect. Maybe now. Sorry, I'm trying to find a little. I only need 13 more minutes to give you my hour. Come on. I'm going to try hooking up directly to the internet. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll lose it if I do that. It glitched just a little. Okay, it says it's back. So just give me 15 minutes, internet. Gods, please. So I can do this. I shouldn't complain. I've done 47 minutes with no problem. So, okay. Yeah, Canva's where I made my logo because the logo I had made, I didn't like it. And it's nothing against the person who made it for me. This is the problem, right? When you're doing things back and forth through Messenger or text or whatever. I just don't think she got the idea quite. I don't think I explained it to her well enough what I wanted. So I got that light over my head. I'm not a saint. I'm definitely not a saint. Let's see. There we go. How's that? Hopefully I got all the jitters out and my next live won't be so awful. Yeah. Yeah, it's still maybe not 100% what was in my head. I just couldn't get what was in here to come up on the screen, but it's pretty close to what I wanted. So I'll stick with it, especially now that I've bought the t-shirts and had the t-shirts made. So I see the emojis. Yeah. I think my husband will be the first one to tell you I'm an angel. So yeah, he's mumbling in there. I love your logo, Marilyn. It's beautiful. I think it's perfect. I really like it. I didn't pay a huge amount, and it was a veteran who's just starting her business, so I don't consider it by any means, you know. And like I said, I just didn't have the heart to tell her I didn't like it. That's part of my problem. So, because it's not that I hated it, it's just wasn't what was in my mind. It's not what I wanted. Because I knew printing it on a shirt, it wasn't going to look right. So, so this is why my marriage works, because I get the ideas. I explain to my husband what I want. He can draw. I can't draw stick people. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I have none of that. I am so envious of people who can draw and paint and all that, because I can't. I always say crochet is my paint, right? Because that's what I do. But I'll tell him what I want, and he'll draw something up, and I'm like, yes, how did you get that out of my head onto paper? So we're a good team, because I explain what I want, and he helps make it happen. Like our kitchen, I wanted shiplap on the walls with shelving and those cabinets down on that one wall. And I told him what I wanted. I was like, I hope I've explained what I want. And it came out even better than I hoped. Just like our ceiling here. We did all this during the lockdown, the first lockdown, the beginning back in March, April. And we did it because we have popcorn ceilings in our house. Oh, Lord, I hate popcorn ceilings. And it is such a pain to like scrape off and everything. I think if we had nothing in the house and we scraped it all off, it'd be okay. But until then, yeah. So that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, so we did this. He made the beam for me. The beam. It looks like a big solid beam, but it's not. And I love how it turned out even nicer than I thought. So we covered up that darn old popcorn ceiling. So, I just don't know why they put them on, and ours is drying out over time because the house was built. Our house was actually built the year we got married, 1993. So it's flaking off in places, and I know we're going to have to do something with it. I'm just trying to find the most frugal and easiest way to do it. Yeah, Melissa. Yeah, I know. I've seen Home Depot has a machine you can rent, and it has a sprayer, and it sprays the popcorn because it has to get wet. And as you're scraping it supposedly sucks down into like this vacuum thing and it holds all of it. Supposedly that is supposed to be like a lot easier. So I don't know. I'd love to talk to someone who's rented that and let me know if it really is less messy and easier to do. Yeah, like I don't know who thought popcorn ceiling. Like someone said, "Hey, we got all this white plaster left over. What happens if we water it and shoot it all over the ceiling like spitballs?" Because that's what it reminds me of. Yeah. So I'd be interested to see if it works as well as it does. Because we actually thought about doing the wood on every ceiling. But oh boy, that's time consuming. And I mean, we just use that really thin paneling. But that's gone up in price since we did it. Let's just all over the ceiling. So I thought about that. I've thought about getting really, really, really thin drywall and just putting it over the popcorn ceiling and mudding it and basically doing another, new ceiling without taking down the old one. Don't know if that will work. That might be something we have to try first. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think my parents, might have even had it. Oh no, theirs is actual real plaster because nothing in their home is wood. I think maybe except the cabinets, the kitchen, everything. Yeah, I mean, if you get really really thin, because I wouldn't want my ceilings to get, even shorter. I have a giant for a 15-year-old. So yeah, that's what I'm wondering. The prices ever go down again on that stuff and start, because we've got what we actually call our second living room. I'm not sure. I think they might have used it as a dining room. We call that the store because that's where we keep all our stockpile for our groceries. So we call it the store when everyone's saying, "Mom, is there any more oil?" Did you check the store? That's what we call that, store/greenhouse right now, because that's where all the flowers. So we have that ceiling, the kitchen ceiling, which is quite large, the hallway, plus all the bedrooms. The only yeah, the only one that doesn't have popcorn ceilings is the bathroom. That's the two bathrooms. That's the only ceilings that don't have it. Light and thin. I'm actually I want to get maybe a sign made and hang it up that says the store. Oh, and that's where I have a lot of my like canned goods that don't fit in the pantry anymore. I bought shelving, and I'm probably going to buy, I feel bad because that's supposed to be the exercise room, but yeah, I have a living room greenhouse. That's I love, don't get me wrong, I love my plants and I love going in, but I'm so happy when I can go visit them outside. The greenhouse has been up now for 2 months, and I'm ready to take it down and go visit my plants outside. It's time for them to move out so I can get that room back. Another reason I want a sunroom, because I can put all my seed starts out there next year if we can get one. But like I said, the first couple quotes we've got have been ridiculous. So I don't know if it's something we're going to have to wait a long time for, but gardening is exercise. Yeah. Yeah, we've lived in our house 8 years too with it, Melissa. So I hear ya. Yeah. Oh, it was the only thing about this house I didn't like. We have a beautiful front porch. So that was like, oh, I was so happy. Like that was a plus. But my grandmother had a big sunny enclosed in 4-season porch on their home when I was growing up. And I can remember being in it with their dog, Rebel. And I just love sunrooms. Like, you'll probably never get me out of it. I'll probably be in there all the time. Kids will be like, Dad, where's Mom? Did you check the sunroom? So yeah, it's, some women dream about traveling and diamonds and furs. I want a sunroom, sunroom and more chickens. So I've dreamed about one for years. So I'd love to have one. So we're hoping we've been saving, but apparently we didn't save enough because the quotes we have been getting have been like crazy. And we had one person say, make it a 3-season. And then after you get your inspection, then you can turn it into a 4-season. And that kind of felt kind of hinky. So we're like, yeah. So oh yeah, once the weather's nice, every morning I get up, I make my tea. If I don't go out into the garden to have it, I go right on our porch. Sit on the porch, and my mother, when she visits, she loves sitting out there and having her coffee while I have my tea. We've spent a little bit of money this year for the yard. So yeah, I want a freeze dryer too. But I think I want a sunroom more than a freeze dryer right now. We've got a gazebo that we're putting up on our deck with a hard metal roof, because the gazebos we've had in the past just had the fabric roof, and if we didn't take them down, the snow took care of it for us. So we have a nice gazebo we're going to put up the next month on a long weekend. That's probably where it's going to get done, because we still have too much to do for the garden and the chickens and stuff the rest of this month. So yeah, when my mom's coming at the end of June to stay for the summer. So you might see her in some of my videos. She loves to shop. So yeah, but you might see her in some of my videos. So she's excited. We're going to go out. We're going to have our deck in our gazebo, and we have a mosquito eater, and it doesn't run on propane. So I'm hoping this one works really well. And it supposedly does 4,000 square feet of space, because that's the one bad thing. We have mosquitoes bad here because we're so wet here. Cow Emporium. My mom and dad live in Florida. They are transplants from Maine. They live in Florida full time now, but it gets way too hot in the summer. And my dad has a lot of health issues, so traveling is a little bit hard for him. So my mom's going to come up to get out of the heat and come and spend the summer with us. And then the plan is we're going to go, all of us are going to travel down to Maine and New Brunswick, and she'll meet my dad there. He's going to fly to Maine and visit with his mother, my grandmother, who just turned 93 a couple weeks ago. We're gonna all meet up, and my husband will see his family who live in New Brunswick. We haven't been home. We haven't been down east in, I think it's 6 years, 5 or 6 years. So it'll be nice to see some of the feed. Tanya, yeah, I'll send you the link. I got it off of Amazon. Of course, where else? I think the Amazon drivers know me by heart now. I'll send you the link. Of course, mine's Canadian Amazon, but you should still be able to get it on American Amazon. Maine is beautiful. I may be a little biased, but it, you know, we have mountains and the ocean. What more could you want? And blueberries. Best blueberries in the world. So, oh, well, we've made our hour, guys. So I thank you so much for putting up with it. I apologize. It's not the live I wanted, but I think it ended up being okay. I calmed down a little bit. I feel a little less jittery, and I will figure this darn thing out because I want you all to meet Tanya in person. So we can talk about why she homesteads, and just basically, I'll probably go off some of the questions and just chat. So I'll say good night to you all. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you, Marilyn. I hope the weather is getting better where all you are. And we're going to have real spring, hopefully, soon. And until then, I'll sign off like I always do. Everyone take care. God bless. And we'll see you in the next video. Night, everybody. Oh.